This is Heartbreak Alley, probably the most feared 6 seconds in the entire speedrun. Now let's face it, if you're a Contra speedrunner, you have lost far too many runs here. I mean, you know what it's like. You're on a phenomenal pace. You got the middle flame. JJ actually behaved himself for once, and even the claws allowed you safe passage. You have never been on a pace like this before. This is the run you've been waiting for your entire life. And then... Now this all got me thinking, what makes Heartbreak Alley so difficult? And could there be a way to make it more consistent?
Challenge accepted.
Alright, let's break down those 6 seconds of gameplay. You see, when you really think about it, there's actually 3 complications, 3 facets that make Heartbreak Alley so difficult. Now traditionally we get through these guys by jumping over the bullet they fire at us, while button mashing them to death, although there are special cases where we're forced to duck. Now there happens to be a very tight jump that you can make here, but you better make sure your button mashing is superb. Now since most of us are mere mortals, we're going to want to duck under the first bullets and jump the rest. But let's slow the footage down so you can have a look at how tight these jumps actually are. Now look, getting through one gunner is relatively easy, but getting through 4 that are this close together is far more difficult. Unfortunately, this is something we can practice and eventually get good at. I personally have grinded this very section a lot. Pro tip, if you want to practice these jumps without the interference of trolls, simply change the hex address 007A to FF in the cheats menu and the game won't spawn any trolls. Speaking of which, to me, the most difficult aspect in this section is the trolls, and there's a few reasons. First, trolls can very easily spawn in really awkward positions. It is so easy to find yourself in the middle of a jump when a troll spawns in and shoots, leaving you with absolutely nowhere to go. It really is such a frustrating situation to be in. It's as if the game can tell you're on a good run and decides to give you the middle finger just for laughs. Second, it's impossible to know where and when trolls are going to spawn because it's RNG. Now fortunately, a lot of the time all of our button mashing will take care of most of those trolls getting in the way, but sometimes there is nothing we can do. I mean look, we could always take it slow and duck for every bullet, thus ensuring our survival, but this is a speedrun. And we're supposed to be moving as fast as possible. And to be honest, the closest I've come to rage quitting this game is because of trolls. They can be really frustrating. Pro tip, there actually are set spawn points for trolls scattered throughout the game, but it's RNG whether the spawn point will actually activate or not. But if you grind the game enough, you can actually get to know where those spawn points are, and then you just shoot at those points just in case. This, if you're wondering, is what speedrunners refer to as de-trolling. The third reason this section is difficult, well, consider a few things. First, this section is the very last section runners have to worry about. Now I know there's still one final stage, but come on, that last stage has no RNG and no difficult sections. And technically you can die there, but no one worries about it. In fact, you can actually see runners visibly relax a little when they beat Hanger. Second, as this video implies, it is a very difficult section. Third, it's a very unpredictable section. Fourth, dying here is enough to cost you the run. Remember, it's not just the time it takes to respawn, it's the fact that you're going to have to kill the mini-boss in the next stage with a pea shooter. That is going to be a painfully long fight. Now imagine all of that weighing on your thoughts. As an experienced runner, you know how vitally important it is to not die here. And to top it all off, the better your pace, the more stressful the situation is going to be. I kid you not, I have lost a 15-second PB in that section by dying not once, not twice, but 3 times. Yeah, I got to the end of that stage with 0 lives left and I died to the mini-boss anyway. This is how devastating a death in this section can be. Hell, I actually had a nightmare about this last night. Woke up with a cold sweat, had to remind myself it's just a dream, it didn't actually happen. But I knew the truth. Heartbreak Alley always finds its victims. Look, to be honest, I haven't figured out a foolproof method to beat the nerves. I usually just hold my breath and pray. And that, all of that, is what makes Heartbreak Alley so difficult. Isn't it amazing how 6 seconds of gameplay can be so frustrating it actually causes people to rage quit, but at the same time can give you such a sense of relief that when you beat it, you feel like you already PB'd even though you've still got a whole stage to go. If you want to get better at this section, I'd highly recommend grinding it out without trolls just to get proficient at the jumps themselves. Then I'd grind with trolls just to get used to those rare times where ducking can actually save you. The bottom line here is that you're going to lose a lot of runs to this section. Best we just accept that fact. It's going to be frustrating and it's going to be annoying. But I want to tell you that if you can put up with that, it will far outweigh any bad feelings. But that's kind of the point of speedrunning, isn't it? We fail hundreds of times just to get that rare success that fills us with joy and a sense of achievement. Because at the end of the day, it's worth it. I have put in around 250 attempts since my last PB, and I'll probably make a few hundred more, but when I get that new PB, it will be worth it. You know what, I'm going to bring this video to an end before I get too philosophical. So thanks for watching, thanks for all the support, and remember, don't stop shooting.